Today, I want to start off by asking everyone just to take a moment of reflection. Think about what's been weighing you down. What is it that you need to be planning for? What are you calculating? Is there something you're worried about? You're trying to figure out, should I or should I not? Then I want you to think about, how is it impacting you? Are you irritable? Are you losing sleep? Is it affecting your health? Today, I want to share with you my experiences, my story, my challenges, as well as the lessons learned, so that we can end this year and begin the next stronger, lighter, and ready for what's next. Several years ago, I was laid off. And in that time, I had plenty of time for deep thought, deep self-reflection, and introspection. And it was in those moments that I found the pieces of my puzzle. I realized I was called to speak. I was called to speak. I was nervous and excited all at the same time. My mind started going everywhere. Where do I start? How do I improve? What am I going to talk about? Is my thinking correct? Is my belief correct that I'm supposed to be speaking? All of this was going through my mind. And at some point, I had to close my eyes and just say, Kim, sometimes we have to speak to ourselves. Kim, if this is what God says, then you need to sit down and create a plan. And that's exactly what I did. I started with Google. I went to Google and I remembered that my friend told me that she was in Toastmasters at one point. So I Googled Toastmasters and I found a club that actually met during my lunch hour, because at that point I had found another job. And I started going and I loved it. Would you know that that very first speech, I received a standing ovation? Oh my gosh, me? I was right. Not only was I shocked, but it was also confirmation. Am I headed in the right direction? Is it what I thought true? And that gave me the motivation to keep going. I was dedicated. I would come week after week, improving my communication. So much so that I ended up starting my own podcast. It's called Community Solutions. I started the podcast with only a phone. I didn't have all the equipment, the microphone, the stands, or anything, but I made a way. I began developing my speech, using my hand gestures. And then I thought, oh my goodness, I am doing so much better now. But now I need to be working on speaking with people, because my podcast was a solo podcast. How am I now going to get the nerve to speak in front of other people besides the people at Toastmasters? I started joining networks. But before that, I said, what can I do to help me become more comfortable? And so I started making notes. I started asking questions, because what I realized was I wasn't really an introvert. I just wanted deeper conversations. So what did I do? I created my first card. It was called Questions and Perspectives. And on the back was a question. And I did this for me. So when I got out there into the world, I had something to talk about. And as I was having these conversations and presenting these cards, do you know what they asked? How much are your cards? Oh my gosh, these are not for sale. These are for me. These are for me to help me speak to you. But they wanted them. They were in high demand. And so what did I end up doing? I created a product called Questions and Perspectives. You see, I went from fear and uncertainty to stepping out and researching and improving myself, and then creating a product for me that ended up being for the world. Can you believe that? It's those tiny steps. And then from there, I realized what my message was. My message was about inspiring humanity and leadership within and beyond the workplace, because we're all leaders. Leadership doesn't stop after you leave the office. At one of my networking events, I actually met someone who heard about my cards and he wanted to go to breakfast. His name was Raymond. We met 2 weeks ago. And I was shocked because he was so in love with my cards. He had so many ideas for them. He saw the possibilities. And it all started from me not knowing. So I asked him a question. I can't really remember exactly what that question was, but what he said to me, it sparked something in me. It reminded me of something I already knew. What he said was, it's my job to get on my bike and pedal as fast as I can. Not to be worried about directions or the path forward. In it, I thought to myself, you are right. I am only responsible for pedaling on this bike. God will provide the protection, the direction, the comfort, and the opportunities. You see, life is a journey. None of us are all knowing. None of us knows what lies ahead. But it is up to us to, if we fall off the bike, if we're pushed off the bike, if we have a flat tire, to get up and ride. We need to leave room for grace. Be joyous and understand that there is protection, there is opportunity, and there is your success that lies ahead.